28.
Why do you support Trump?
Well, I think there's many reasons. One, he's my hero. I think Donald Trump, all of the amount of businesses that he succeeded at and made
He
successful.
didn't make them. He just put his name on it. He just branded it.
So
It's
why don't you
his
put your name on
name.
businesses then?
His name is what carries value. It's not going to be the
Yeah, because
business.
he's a successful man.
Right? No, it's because he literally just
He's the
pays to get
hero.
his name put like on airports. For example, the airport that they're trying to rename, right? The passports, just putting his face on the coins, right? On the bottle of water that he used to sell, and the university just slaps his name on anywhere because he's
So
a
what?
billionaire.
So what?
So he doesn't really have
Because
successful
wait,
businesses that he created.
can you repeat your last sentence?
He doesn't have any successful
Because
businesses
no, I
that he
said no. That
created.
wasn't your last. No, the one before that. Because
Water
he's a
bottles is.
billionaire. He's a successful billionaire.
Can you name me any other successful billionaire with 7 bankruptcies or 6 bankruptcies?
Donald Trump never was
Besides
bankrupt.
Donald Trump.
He was never bankrupt.
Yeah, he actually did go bankrupt a couple of times.
He,
I
Says
can
he
name
who?
you.
he bankrupt
No, he didn't.
casinos. Yes, he did. Like you're
No,
just
he didn't.
denying
I can,
facts and reality.
I can name off what you what he
That's
went
a
bankrupt.
that's a
What
fake. Yes, it's a fake fact.
wait, can I name the businesses that went bankrupt that Trump slapped his name on?
You could try.
I can't pronounce that actually. Trump Castle Associates, Trump Hotel and Casino Resorts, Trump Entertainment Resorts, Trump Airlines, Trump Mortgage, Trump University, Trump Steaks, and then there's something else, but I can't pronounce it.
I eat Trump steaks every night.
What?
It was
Donald Trump steaks and Donald Trump water.
That doesn't like dispute anything that Jinxie said that Donald Trump has bankrupt multiple businesses.
So I don't think the steaks are bankrupt. I love Donald Trump steaks.
Okay, I mean, why are you just bootlicking a P3DO?
Who? I don't support
You.
Biden.
No, you support
Oh.
Trump. That's why you're bootlicking
Yeah,
a
I
P3DO.
don't think. I think he's a good man.
You think rapists can be good men?
I don't think he is.
Well, a jury found him liable of forcibly penetrating Eugene Carroll's
What
vagina
about
with
Joe
his fingers.
Biden?
Joe Biden was never found
Bidenism?
civilly liable.
Yeah,
He was
that's
sniffing.
Bidenism. Hold on, that's
He was
Biden. We're not gonna
sniffing
hold on. We're
children
not.
on
Hold on.
camera.
We're not gonna allow Bidenism. That's a logical fallacy. And so you try to name Biden, Obama, or Bill Clinton in order to pivot away from Trump, the topic at
Who
conversation.
brought up Bill
So
Clinton?
that's called. But the point is, when you give examples of what Bidenism is, you bring up other people to pivot away from Trump. We don't allow Bidenism. It's a logical fallacy. If you do it more than 3 times, you
Speaking
get
of Joe
kicked.
Biden, did you ever see the
Okay,
video?
that's your second. Yeah, that's your second warning.
Speaking
You
of
have one
Joe
more.
Biden,
You have one more warning before I disconnect. You stop talking about
you
Biden
just
and
brought him
address the
up.
point. You were the
You
one
just
who
brought him
pivoted
up.
from Trump, saying, "What about Biden?"
You said
Okay.
Bidenism.
Yes, that's a logical
You have
fallacy
an
that you used.
entire
You used.
ideology about him.
Yes. You used the
About
logical
Joe?
fallacy, Bidenism. Yes.
And
Go ahead and
does it ever
explain why you
mention about him
support.
sniffing children?
Go ahead and explain why you support
He
someone who
sniffed a
sexually
kid.
exploited children and women, and go ahead and explain to me why you support a rapist. Go ahead. One more
I
chance.
just
Don't
said
commit
no.
logical
I don't.
fallacies.
Wait, Jeremiah,
I
is
just
it okay if I ask him a question?
Yeah, go for it.
So if Biden were to like kiss a child, would you support him?
If Joe Biden if he kissed a child,
Yeah, if he kissed a child, would you support him?
well, but he sniffs them though.
That's not what my question was. Why are you dodging from my question?
Would you support Joe Biden if he sniffed a child?
That's a pivot from my question. And you're also dodging it like heavily right now. Can you answer my question?
Can you repeat it?
Would you support Joe Biden if he started kissing children? Would you think
If
he's a
Joe
P3DO?
Biden kissed a kid,
Yeah, if he kissed multiple children, would you consider him a P3DO?
an allegation, or if we did it a live.
I think this should be like a very clear answer.
Well, I mean,
I don't know why it's taking you
obviously.
so
Well,
long
if I
to
said that
answer.
you kissed a child and then said if there was no evidence,
No, if there was like literal picture proof of him,
of course, yes. If there was literal picture proof, yes.
great, because that wasn't Joe Biden, that was actually Donald Trump. Donald Trump was the one who.
No, there's not. You're lying.
Yeah, I can actually,
No,
I can
no,
pull
you're
up the
lying.
pictures if you want. I can
Let
pull
him
up the
finish.
pictures
Yeah,
if you
let
want.
Jinxie finish.
I'm
I can
sure
pull
you
up the
have those
pictures if you
pictures. I'm sure you have AI pictures downloaded of this.
Oh, actually, I can run them through in an AI runner if you want me to.
No,
I can
you already
absolutely
put
do
it.
that.
You already did that.
Listen,
Yeah,
man.
and they tested negative.
They
Listen.
tested positive.
Listen, here's the thing, man. What I'm hearing is you commit logical fallacies to pivot away from Donald Trump being a rapist and a P3DO saying, but Biden sniffed children.
He
And then
did. He
and
sniffed it. He
then
sniffed
and
a
then
kid on
Jinxie,
what?
but that
He
my
sniffed a
point is you
kid.
committed a logical fallacy to not address the things about Trump, and then Jinxie brings up the fact that Donald Trump did kiss children, right? And there's
When?
evidence of this, and he said if Joe Biden did this,
Where's
he
the
would be
evidence?
considered a P3DO.
Of
But since
course,
Donald Trump did
no,
it,
no, there's
you're
no
saying it's
evidence.
AI. Can you stop interrupting me? Do you have the capacity to control your emotions, little man?
I said, where's the evidence?
Yeah, you said that while I was talking. Do you have the capacity of controlling your
Do
emotions?
you want to get slapped? You want to get slapped by my meat?
Guarantee you, if you were in front of me, you wouldn't do anything. You are a little man who
I'm
defends
a little man?
rapists. Yes, you are a little man who defends rapists.
I defend what?
You defend rapists.
No,
P3DOs, yes.
no, I
Yeah,
don't.
You do. Yeah, then you support
When
Trump.
did I ever? When?
Your support for Donald Trump, who was found liable.
I said no. I said
raping
he's an
Eugene
innocent
Carroll.
man. How does I think it?
That's not what the jury found.
So, if do you think lawyers who defend people are rapists?
What the fuck are you talking about? No, I'm talking about the civil court that determined Donald Trump forcefully penetrating Eugene Carroll's vagina with his fingers.
I don't know who that is.
You don't know who Donald Trump is?
Eugene, who is
You don't know who Eugene Carroll is? Yeah, Eugene Carroll.
Eugene Carroll?
Eugene Carroll is a person.
Eugene Carroll?
Eugene Carroll.
That's a stupid name.
Cool. That's your opinion. Congratulations, little man. Keep that to yourself.
Donald Trump
Eugene
never
Carroll-
met her.
It's false, actually. Donald Trump claimed that he never
Yes.
met her, but Eugene Carroll then proved him wrong by showing a picture of them two together. So
Do
you just started pulling the same
hang
thing
on.
Donald Trump
Do you
tried
mean
proving,
Eugene?
and you just got proven wrong.
you mean Eugene?
No, Eugene Carroll. I think you should put on your listening
there is
ears.
nobody named Eugene
I
Carroll.
think you should put on your listening ears and stop having your
Nobody's
brain cells
named.
race
Nobody
for
has that
first
name.
place.
Nobody has
Let's
that
put
name.
your two brain cells together. Let's connect them together and have them stop racing for first place. And let's put our critical thinking caps on.
Nobody has that name in this country.
That's false. That's,
Yeah, so Eugene
that's-
Carroll was a famous writer. So
Eugene Carroll is a feminist. Alright, finish your sentence.
Eugene Carroll was a famous author, actually. So
No, she's not. What is she, like Harper Lee?
What?
TC wrote.
What?
No, nobody's heard of this woman or this
You're doing
man.
no
Ricky,
eyes
just
on-
because
I don't
you-
even know.
just
I don't
because-
even think
just
you're telling the
because-
truth. No
just
one's heard
because-
of this man.
Hold on. Do you want me to? How much do you want to bet that he was found liable?
Donald and what in a criminal case?
Mr. Trump sexually abused Miss Carroll.
No, look at check. You checked off no.
What is this? Can you read that right there? What does that
Wait,
say?
what about the first line?
Can you read that? What does this say?
Mr. Trump actually.
Sexually. Come on, let's use.
Yeah,
our
well,
critical
I don't
thinking.
want to get your live taken down.
Okay, go ahead.
Abused Miss Carroll.
What does it say? Where's the check mark? Is it on yes or no?
Wait, hey, what about that line
Okay,
above?
can
it,
you address? I
So
can
why
talk
didn't
about
you
this
start
in a
with-
second.
Why didn't you
Is
start
the
with the
check
first
mark?
line?
Just to be
Wait,
clear,
wait,
is the
hang on,
check
wait, why
mark?
didn't
Is
you
the
start
check
with the
mark
first
on yes or
line,
no? Is the check mark on yes or no?
No,
It's on yes.
no, I don't see it. I don't see it. So why don't we take it back a second, my friend? Let's rewind.
You're just denying reality, genuinely.
So what? I mean, you could have done a better editing job. Let's go to the line that you skipped above it.
On this one,
Yes, let's read it.
Mr. Trump, grape Eugene Carroll. They put no.
No,
the jury
I
put
mean,
no.
your large head is blocking it.
Yeah, they put no.
Mr. Trump grape the fruit. Miss Carroll, and it says no.
And then this
The
one says yes,
the
right?
prosecutor
And
said
so
no.
this one, the first one says no. This one says
That's,
yes, right? The
yeah,
second
yeah,
one,
you're right.
right? So the second one says yes, right? So the jury found Donald Trump.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does, right there. What does that say? That's a check mark for a yes,
No,
right?
wait.
buddy?
So why does the check mark look different?
That's a great question. I will tell you. That's a
Oh,
great
now we
question.
changed
The
the
reason,
screen.
right? Because I'm not going to keep it up there forever. People have to know that we're debating a MAGA.
As soon as I pointed out that he
No, I'll
edited
address
the
what you
check
said.
mark. You edited the
point-
check mark.
What?
You edited the check mark.
No, I didn't. What?
Yes, you. So why'd you change it so fast?
You can go to Google.
Also,
you can go to Google. Put
Jinxie,
Eugene Carroll v. Trump. Hold
Jinxie,
on. Don't
why
pivot.
don't
Don't
you
pivot.
be
Don't
quiet?
pivot. Don't pivot. Genuinely, just be quiet. You said why was he held liable for SA and not grape? The reason is because of the law. The law found grape to be in New York at
So
this
you don't like
time.
laws?
Can I finish talking?
No.
Yeah, how's it going?
How's it going, Josh? Do you support Trump?
I'm like 50-50. I support a lot of the things you do, and there's a lot of things I don't support.
If you could go back in time, who would you vote for, Trump or Harris?
I mean, I would definitely vote for Trump because the alternative is a woman.
Cool.
Ooh.
PJ, do you support Trump?
100%.
Cool. We have two people on here. We're gonna do a little 2v2. Go ahead, either or, take it away. Why do you guys support Trump? Well, hold on. Before that,
I mean,
make sure on YouTube hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe. There's a poll. Check out the link tree in the description of the live over here on YouTube. Double tap that phone. Try to get the 10,000 like, repost, live, share, do all the wonderful things. Show some love to Jinxie as well with gifts and hitting that follow. But go ahead, take it away, either of you.
I guess I'll start first.
All right.
I'm not white. My ethnic background is Arab. My parents are from Yemen. I voted for Trump because I felt like there was too much immigrants in this country. That I feel like America should predominantly stay a white country. I am Muslim myself. I know it's a little arrogant to say, but I do support. I do think this country should be a white Catholic country.
So you think
I
this
love.
country should be a white Catholic country, and you also don't like women because you are the one who said that you're not voting for a woman, right?
I'm not voting. Not definitely not voting for a black woman. I mean, definitely
Ooh.
that.
Yeah. That's not a good look on you, bro.
Yeah, it's not a good look.
It's cool.
Listen, man. You're obviously misogynist. You're obviously spreading white supremacist talking points. Do
But
you
that's the
support
thing.
mass
I'm a
deportation?
person of color.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You're still spreading white supremacist talking points.
It's not.
Do you
It's
support
not
mass
spreading
deportation?
for illegals. Yes.
Cool. What is one benefit of mass deporting quote unquote illegals? Go ahead, take it away.
The
We
apparent
didn't. We
cost
want.
that the taxpayers have got the fund out for the illegals that are here. And the reason why the illegals were here, let's keep this very honest. And one of the reasons why the Democrats fought so hard to include all of the illegals that Biden let in the 2026 test census so they could redistrict the congressional zones. That's why they would deport every single solitary time to stop that.
Sure. So PJ, what was your answer to my question? My question was, what is one benefit of mass deporting quote unquote illegal aliens? What's
saving the money?
Saving the money. Where? How do we spend money on them? Give me an example.
Public schools, hospitals.
Okay. Cool. Public schools and hospitals.
They're there eventually becoming citizens.
Those are both bipartisan, right? Both the left and the right think that no one should die and they should have access to the emergency room. And both the left and the right agree that
now you're being disingenuous. Because the Republicans did not want mass importation of illegals of 10 million people in 4 years.
But my point is, you mentioned, hold on. No, I'm not. Because you said the benefit is that we won't have them using emergency rooms or K through 12 education. My point is, it's bipartisan. Anyone in this country, both the left and the right, agree that if they are in critical condition or they're about to die, they should have access to the emergency room. The left and the right
legal
agrees.
Immigrants, that was the part you
and illegal immigrants.
No.
And illegal immigrants.
No. The Republicans are the ones saying we don't want the illegals here. We want everybody vetted.
Okay,
you're welcome to come here.
We're not talking about whether you want them here or not. We're talking about the ones that are already here.
The Republicans said they only want to find out the legal.
But
you
can agree.
The Republicans only want to find out the legal ones, not the illegal ones. There's a big difference.
If there is an undocumented immigrant in this country and they are dying, should they have access to our emergency rooms to save their life? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah, they should. They should absolutely.
Precisely.
They should.
So then that's my point. Both the left and the right agree.
Your point is wrong because you allowed in 10 million people.
Can I finish talking? I'll address that point in a second. Can I finish talking? My point of what I was saying is the left and the right think anyone who's in here, whether it be illegal immigrants or legal immigrants, if they're dying, they should have access to emergency room visits. Now, the left wants to progressives, far left wants to provide mass amnesty, and the right wants to mass deport. Right? You're making the claim that Biden allowed 10 million undocumented immigrants. What is your proof for that claim? Why do you think Joe Biden allowed 10 million people, and how did he do that? What legislation did he pass?
He feels like he stopped Title 39 down there, let everybody through. It came from DHS is the numbers it came from.
Okay, Title 39. What is that?
Was that not Title 39? Was that the one where they stopped it? They weren't allowed. Trump enacted the program down in Mexico his first term. They weren't allowed to cross the border. I thought it was Title 39.
Remain in Mexico.
Yeah, remain in Mexico
Remain
program.
in Mexico is for asylum seekers, not undocumented immigrants. Try again.
You come
Wait, is
here
there-
seeking asylum. What do you have to come here with?
Asylum
You
is
could probably,
legal.
you're going to file for asylum in your home country, could you not?
Asylum is legal. We're talking about
No.
undocumented
It has to be justifiable, and majority of the people seeking asylum get thrown out, even during Obama was president.
Precisely,
So
but asylum is legal, so we're not going to talk about asylum.
Can you
We're going to
seek
talk about undocumented
asylum
entry.
if you come from Guatemala
care about
or from
asylum. Asylum's
Venezuela?
legal.
Can you apply for asylum in your home country?
I'm not going to allow this pivot because we're talking about undocumented entry. You made the claim that Joe
made
Biden.
the-
Hold on. You made the claim that Joe Biden allowed 10 million undocumented immigrants into the country.
That's according to DHS.
Asylum seekers are not undocumented immigrants. Please prove your claim that Joe Biden allowed 10 million
So when you
undocumented immigrants.
when you cross our border illegally, when you come here to seek asylum, you have to come through a port of entry. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Are they if they are seeking asylum? Are they here legally or illegally?
With your paperwork on you.
If they're
You have to
seeking
fill out a
asylum,
form.
are they coming in here legally or illegally?
Illegally,
is
if they don't
asylum
have
legal?
the form.
Hold on,
We're
is it-
arguing
is
about
it-
it legally.
If they have not filled out their form and they don't come through a point of entry designated
Which
by
means that they're not seeking asylum then. They're not seeking
No.
asylum if they don't fill out their form.
When you come here seeking asylum, you have to fill out the form and you have to
Yeah.
go through a port of entry. That's the law.
Right? I mean, there's also where after a certain amount of time, if you're once you've crossed the border illegally, you can also seek asylum as well. Right? So there's multiple.
Let me tell you something.
There's multiple ways as to how you can go about asylum. But the point
And
is,
so
asylum.
when Biden needed to change all that, let me finish. To tie it up in
asylum is
court.
legal.
Wait. I want to address your point. See, when Donald Trump was doing it, they kept them in their camps, okay, until their cases were heard. Okay, and that means they had to be expedited to get out. Okay, to have their stuff, in front of a judge. However, Joe Biden allowed them to go to hotel rooms, which delayed their process. But yes, it is. The New York City is making
asylum seekers or undocumented immigrants.
all of them.
Okay, undocumented immigrants don't qualify for any federal benefits, meaning that they didn't get any quote unquote hotel rooms. And stop
Who was
talking about
occupying
asylum
hotel rooms
seekers.
in New York?
If you're referencing some individuals,
we have a
that
simple
that might have
solution
been
to solve all this.
If you're
we
referencing
can close the
asylum
borders.
seekers, okay, sure. Can you prove your claim that Joe Biden allowed 10 million undocumented immigrants, people who did not
that's
seek?
that's DHS. And
Prove
again,
it.
when you
Provide your source.
see
What's your source?
DHS,
DHS, what's the title?
it's Department of Homeland Security.
That's actual that's the name of the organization. What is the title of the source from the Department of Homeland Security?
You can, look, I'm sitting on my iPhone. You can Google it yourself. I mean, this is not up for debate
Googling
anymore.
it, yeah.
Both sides even agree to it. I mean, where are you debating here?
I'm
I mean, but the
debating
only thing
that
the only
Joe
thing their
Biden-
disagreement is the right says
I'm
there are 20
debating
million
on
people
whether
that
or
were
not Joe
let in,
Biden. So the
and
point
the
is
left
here.
says there was 10 million people left in. So
The
pick
point
your
is
number
here,
you
Joe
like.
Biden. The point is here, Joe Biden did not allow these people in here. He didn't say come in undocumented. Feel free to do so. If you want
What?
to reference, because you made the claim Joe Biden allowed them in. That's not true.
Who
The
let
reason-
them in?
If I could finish, I would tell you who. The reason why we saw an increase in undocumented entry is because of the global pandemic that caused insecurities in economies all throughout South America and all across the country, right?
You're joking me, right?
We also, are you denying that a global pandemic caused insecurities in economies all across the world?
In Mexico
that's
and
true.
South
Yes.
America,
Can I just say this?
their COVID
All
rates
across,
are a lot
yes,
lower than ours.
all across South America, countries were experiencing the harm in their economy because of the global pandemic. Yes,
And
that is
so
true.
are we.
I have one simple
They
solution.
experienced it.
It's not simple, but I have one solution that could solve most of the
Cool,
problems.
that's great.
we
We're going to
have.
talk about that in a second, but I'm talking to PJ here since you refused to answer my question earlier. Then PJ answered it. So PJ, yes, these countries did go through this, and that's what incentivized illegal migration. Also,
So let me see if I understand your position. Let me see if I understand your position, right? Because I'm not too bright. So during the middle of a global pandemic,
Yes.
the Joe Biden administration decided that they were going to allow these people to come up from
They didn't know.
places
You're
from South
misinterpreting.
America.
They
Hold
didn't
on,
allow
let me finish.
them.
Let me
They
finish.
didn't
Let me
allow
finish.
them.
It was his law that changed that.
No, what law? What law? What law?
The
did he
one
put in
that
place?
Trump instilled that stopped immigration
What
the
law
first
did-
time he
no,
was
what
in
law?
office.
What
So
law?
let me
You said
finish
he
my
implemented
point.
a law. What law did he implement?
No. He cut off Trump's remain in Mexico.
Again, Marina, Mexico is for asylum seekers. We're talking about undocumented entry.
They're
What's not going
crossing
to?
our
I can
border
tell you're not very
illegally.
bright. Yes, I can tell you're not very bright because
Oh,
asylum
I'm not
seeking
very
is legal.
bright.
You're the one who
It's
said it. Not
legal
me.
if you come to a port of entry with the document in your hand.
Not
Okay,
necessarily. You
this
also have
is
a
not
year
going
after you
anywhere.
cross the border illegally to claim asylum as well.
No, you have to bring the piece of paper with you and go to a port of entry. That's
Not
the law.
necessarily. You can
No,
claim
no,
asylum
that's the
once you're
law.
here.
Tom Holman and what you call it, the girl from New York had this fight on Capitol Hill. You can go watch it on YouTube. He told her point blank that she was full of BS and that they had to come with a form and they had to come to a point of entry. And even she had to shut up. And you're over here arguing the same thing. It's nuts.
All right, look, I'm about to jump into this. Let me just say the solution because I gotta go to the gym real quick. So this is the solution that's gonna solve a lot of problems. It's not that hard. Most of the Republicans support it, Democrats don't support it. We got to create a ray gun that just turns people into white Catholics, so we can just zap all these.
Sure.
Jesus Christ.
Back to you. So you were gonna attempt to clarify my position. My position is that because of this global pandemic and because of these economies in Southern America and all over the country, people were not able to be sustained in their own economies, and they decided to come in here illegally rather than a legal pathway because the legal system is corrupt. It takes too long. It's too expensive. That way, so that means that they're incentivized to come in illegally. So that's my position on it. I think if we want to fix this issue of undocumented entry,
so the undocumented people that you say cross the border, none of them had background checks. None of them had health checks. So during a global pandemic,
undocumented.
Again, you allowed 10 million people, pick a number you like, 5 million, 10 million, 20 million, I don't care which number you pick. Okay? You allowed a certain amount of people into this country with no health checks during a global pandemic.
Again, not allowed. Didn't allow.
Didn't allow what?
Undocumented entry happens under every single administration. It happened under Donald Trump. It happened under Joe
Donald
Biden.
Trump kept them in internment camps until their case was heard. Didn't move anybody to a hotel room.
No, undocumented entry still happened under Donald Trump's first term and including his first year and his second term.
Yeah, they
Undocumented
absolutely
entry is a
did,
thing.
and they
Right.
were denied. They were denied asylum.
And
and they were sent home.
Joe Biden deported more violent criminals than Donald Trump too. Fun fact.
Well, that's not a fun fact, okay, and that's simply just not true.
According to the Department of Homeland Security, you can take or I guess ICE. You can take a look at statistics on the deportation statistics, and then you can take a look at that. In the fiscal year of 2025, only 5 to 7% of detainees under Donald Trump's administration have been violent criminals or have a violent criminal record. Right?
Oh, you mean
That's
like the
way
one
less
in
than Joe
Minnesota,
Biden.
like the one in Minnesota,
What?
like the guy in Minnesota.
Which guy in Minnesota?
You know, with Mrs. the girl that got killed up there, Mrs. Good or whatever her name was.
Yeah, Renee Good.
What exactly was ICE doing there?
What was ICE doing in Minnesota?
What was ICE doing at that specific time and date while they were there?
They were conducting an operation.
They were picking up somebody that they'd already picked up once. Okay, and they asked Minnesota to hold them. Minnesota released him. He got out, committed a sexual assault on an American citizen, and they had to go back again because Minnesota
What does this
let
have to
them
do with
go.
anything I just said in the statistics that I provided?
Well, I don't believe your statistics. I will go look it up,
ICE.
though.
It's literally, you can look at ICE statistics.
Oh, it's funny how you want to look at ICE for that, but you don't want to look for ICE for how many people came through the door.
No, I agree that undocumented entry has decreased under Donald Trump, right? I agree.
Why
that more
were the
liberal-
Democrats
I agree.
fighting so hard to keep to get the undocumented people included in the 2026 test census? For what purpose?
Yeah, undocumented immigrants.
What purpose?
Can I talk?
Sure.
Undocumented immigrants are included in the census that happens.
Oh,
every
they
decade.
are, and how?
According
and
to the
why would
Constitution,
and
yeah.
why would the Democrats want that?
No, it's the Constitution, buddy.
Why? No, it's not. The Constitution doesn't apply to illegal immigrants.
Yes,
What
hold on.
would be
No,
it does not. The due process
Hold on. You just fumbled.
No, it
You just
doesn't.
fumbled big time. You just fumbled big time.
No, I
said,
did not.
You said the Constitution does not apply to undocumented immigrants, right? This implies that the laws of the land, right, including laws of immigration, do not apply to undocumented immigrants, meaning they can't violate immigration laws, meaning they cannot be
1996
deported.
Immigration Reform Act by
No,
by
you
Bill
just fumbled
Clinton
big time,
allowed
buddy.
for.
You just fumbled.
I know I did not because
Yes, you
the
did.
Constitution
Can you concede
is
and
for
say that undocumented immigrants?
Americans.
No, it's for people.
Americans.
It says people.
The Constitution.
People.
Does the Constitution apply to a citizen of El Salvador? No.
Yes, if they're here
No, it
if
does
they're
not.
here on the soil, yes. If
No,
they're
it does
here in
not. That's
America,
why.
yes,
Then
the
how
Constitution applies to that.
if that was the case in the
14th
Constitution,
Amendment,
how
buddy.
did Bill Clinton get the 1996 Immigration Reform Act passed?
What does that have anything to do with the
Because you
Constitution
can't
applying to
supersede
undocumented immigrants?
you can't supersede the Constitution by legislation.
Right. How did what Bill Clinton pass violate the Constitution?
It didn't violate the Constitution. That's my point.
Okay, what did Bill Clinton pass? What are you claiming? Go ahead,
1996 Immigration Reform Act.
Yeah, what did this do?
Expedient departure without due process.
Yeah, that's gonna be so what you're referencing is gonna be within miles of the border.
No, it's not miles of the border. No. I suggest you go read the 1996 Immigration Reform Act. Okay, and if what you say was true, that these people that just cross our imaginary borderline have now all of a sudden they have constitutional rights, the 1996 Immigration Reform Act would never have passed, or it would have been challenged to the Supreme Court and they would have knocked it down, which they haven't done since 1996.
Right.
You can't have it both ways.
That doesn't disprove my point, buddy.
How does it not disprove your
Because
point?
my point
Obviously, the Constitution doesn't apply to illegals, or they wouldn't have been able to pass a law.
Why does the 14th Amendment say people? All people, born or naturalized.
Well, they weren't born here nor naturalized here. They came here illegally. That's the
people,
point.
Right? It says people?
No, they came here illegally.
Does it say U.S. citizens or does it say people?
They says born here or naturalized here, and they aren't either. Are they?
But when it says people, what does it reference?
Again, does it say naturally? Does it say naturally born here, or they got their green card or whatever? It doesn't say they're here.
You have the 14th Amendment that says anyone born or naturalized, that's going to be for birthright citizenship, meaning that the children of undocumented.
Born here, you have to be naturalized here, right?
Can I finish?
That's what it applies to.
In order to be a citizen, you have to be born or naturalized. That's going to be birthright citizenship. That's a fumble on my part. I misquoted the wrong amendment. The Fifth Amendment and the 14th Amendment.
If the Constitution says X, are we allowed to make legislative laws to go against the Constitution? And if we did, don't you think the Supreme Court would have weighed in and said, wait a minute, that's unconstitutional?
Yeah, if anything violated the Constitution and there was no interpretation, then that would go to the Supreme Court. And if it was deemed to be under the interpretation of the amendments in the Constitution, then it would be deemed to be unconstitutional. But if they interpret it in a way that's not unconstitutional, then they would deem it to be
But it's never been challenged. It's never been challenged.
Based on interpretation.
Again, it's not. Our amendments.
If it's not clear in the Constitution, it is based on interpretation of the Supreme Court justices. Yeah,
but nobody's challenged it. The Supreme Court hasn't brought it up, so you can't have it both ways.
That doesn't mean that
people that just cross our border that are now entitled to constitutional rights.
I have a question. Do laws apply to undocumented immigrants?
Some.
So then they hold on. Are undocumented immigrants subject to the jurisdiction thereof?
Some
undocumented immigrants are subject.
They don't
to the
have our
jurisdiction
Constitution. They're not all covered by our Constitution because they're not Americans.
So it's a yes or no question. Are undocumented immigrants subject to the jurisdiction thereof?
No, they're not allowed to vote.
If they are not subject to the jurisdiction thereof, that means American law does not apply to them. Meaning they cannot violate a law that does not apply to them, right?
Oh, well, thank you very much. If the law doesn't apply to them, they can just leave, right?
No, you just conceded because if the law doesn't apply to them, if the law doesn't apply to them, they cannot violate the law, right? That's like saying this person is gonna go to jail if they are 6'3", but then this other person, like let's say the government says anyone who's 6'3" is gonna go to jail. This person who's 5'9" is not 6'3", that law does not apply to them, meaning they cannot violate the law, meaning they cannot get the punishment if they violate the quote-unquote law, because it doesn't apply to them. Right? So it's the same thing here. If you said undocumented immigrants are not subject to the jurisdiction thereof, that means American law does not apply to them, including immigration law. If American law, including immigration law, does not apply to them, they cannot violate something that does not apply to them, meaning they cannot be deported, because that is deportation is one of the punishments for violating immigration law. But if that immigration law doesn't apply to them because you said they are not subject to the jurisdiction thereof, they can't be deported. Oh, also, undocumented immigrants are subject to the jurisdiction thereof then, yes?
No, they're not.
So then why does it apply to them?
I said not for all. If they get caught drunk driving, they're subject because that's a state law. You're absolutely right about that. I said some. I didn't say all.
It's not some.
It's some.
Are
they allowed to vote?
Subject to the jurisdiction thereof?
Are they allowed to vote?
Are
they allowed to vote? Are they allowed to vote? All right, so guess what? That's one law they're not entitled to, right? Right? They're allowed to collect
Okay.
social services? No. They do it
Precisely.
anyhow.
Right. Social services isn't a law. I'm confused.
Sure, there's a
Voting
law.
isn't-
There's a
voting
law.
isn't
There's
a
a
law?
law that says that illegals are not allowed to collect Social Security, disability, or benefits or anything else, but they do.
Collecting they don't. Collecting Social Security
Well, what do you
or
mean they
benefits.
don't? They don't. Joe Biden they said he gave out 2 million Social Security numbers in his last term in office to undocumented people here.
You just made a great point, and it helps my case. They are subject to the jurisdiction thereof. So if they collect federal benefits and they commit fraud, they are going to get the punishment. If they vote in a federal hold on. If they vote in a federal election, they are going to get the punishment for election fraud, right? You just proved my point.
No, I know.
With those two examples, you just proved my point. Under my premise, if they are subject to the jurisdiction thereof, if they voted, they would be held accountable. Under your premise, if they're not under the jurisdiction thereof, if the law of voting does not apply to them, they wouldn't be held accountable if they do vote.
Here's the thing. They should have never been allowed in here in the first place. They should have been kept in internment camps until their case was heard.
Hold on. Address what I said or concede.
I'm not conceding anything. I said some.
No,
you want to make
all
it all.
laws. Hold on. All laws apply to them in reference to like if they like vote in a federal election, and they commit election fraud, then they will be held accountable.
And where are they going? Are they going to get put in jail here in the United States? No, they're going to get deported.
Yeah, they can get that right.
And what would happen to an
immigration law does apply to them? Precisely my point.
What would happen to an American citizen if they got caught doing the same thing?
If they caught doing election interference or fraud, then they would be put in prison.
That's right. The other person's going to get deported.
Because the laws apply to undocumented immigrants and
U.S. citizens. I guess it doesn't apply the same because one's going to get deported and one's going to jail, right?
What?
Wait, can I?
Go ahead.
Yeah. For starters, voting isn't a law. It's all right. Social Security also isn't a law. But let me ask you this: what is
Social Security is still a law?
No, it's not.
Signed in 1933, the Emergency Powers Banking Act.
That is not a law.
It is absolutely a law. 1933 Emergency Powers Banking Act. It is most certainly a law.
That is not a law. It's a Jesus
They
Christ.
didn't pass it in 1933 Emergency Powers
That's
Banking
not
Act?
a law. That is not a law.
That's not a law.
That
is a law.
That's not a law. Secondly, what is the punishment for improper entry?
It's a misdemeanor offense.
I know that. I said, what is the punishment?
I don't know what the punishment is off the top of my head.
$50, no more than $250, and or 6 months in jail.
Why would you allow unvetted people into this country?
This is our law.
I know it is our law. I think
this is our law. So we need to
throw them right out.
Yeah, that sounds good. But again, this is our law. Is it not?
Oh, no, that is our law. I don't agree with that.
Okay, so again, it's not deportation. Deportation is if they are deported for something else and then they come back in, then it's an automatic deportation. But the first time of improper entry is $50, no more than $250, in or 6 months up in jail.
And hopefully
first they have to be
real
charged
soon.
with that.
I hope they change it real soon.
Yeah, that's amnesty. Yeah.
And how do we change stuff like that?
Change the law. Change our immigration laws.
How?
Congress, President, Senate, like normal laws get passed.
Senate is a part of Congress, by the way.
Yeah.
I know you need 3 branches of government to have a law signed, and you should know about take a civics class.
Well, no,
now, right or wrong? Don't you think that you should vote on a bill to change all that?
What are the two aspects? Hold on, PJ. What are the two aspects of Congress? Like, what are the two things that make up Congress?
The House and the Senate.
Cool. So when you said Congress and then you said Senate, you're making it seem like these are two individual.
Does the bill have to be passed in the Senate and Congress before it goes to the president?
That's why you say Congress, not Congress and Senate, because Senate is included in Congress.
Anyway, to most people, they don't know the difference. But again, the Senate's got to pass it, Congress got to pass it, and the president signed it. That's how it becomes law. So we should change the law. Okay, make the fines
amnesty.
we should
change the law for mass
amnesty, which I'm sure Donald Trump's going to do before he leaves office. Thank God.
Presidents can't change or create laws.
No, they just sign them into law. So he'll suggest to the Congress, which I'm sure is going to listen to him, to change the law.
Hey, Jinxie, you wanted to say something before I address that?
Oh no, you can address it. It would be a pivot on my part. So
I was just gonna say he's gonna lose the house. He's gonna lose the house and most likely the Senate by midterms. That's all I was gonna say.
Yeah, I heard this in the
So if
last
he wants to,
election.
if he wants to do that, he's gonna have to do it pretty quick. GC, go ahead.
Yeah, I would just like to address like both of y'all on the Social Security law thing. Social Security technically is a law under the Social Security Act of 1935, but it only the only thing it states is that it provides benefits to old retired workers. So that's pretty much it.
It was a mistake when they passed it because what they did was they passed the law, said you can collect benefits, but the majority of the people were already dead by the time they were eligible for the benefits. The only thing they wanted to do was spend more money because the Federal Reserve makes 6% off every dollar we print. And that's the reason why they passed it, because they didn't give two shits about the people. They didn't care less if the people died.
Let's go back to the question I asked. What is one benefit of mass deporting undocumented immigrants?
Well, it's very simple here. This is a mathematical equation. See, if there's 10 jobs with 8 people looking for it, wages go up. If there's 10 jobs and 10 people looking for it, wages stay static.
Yeah,
if
I'm gonna disagree. I'm gonna disagree with
wages
this
go
premise.
down.
So I disagree with this premise, but let's say I grant it to you. It brings wages up, which I completely disagree according to American Immigration Council. But let's just say I grant it to you. Mass amnesty would also increase wages because they wouldn't be getting exploited anymore, meaning that they would be getting paid either the state's minimum wage or more than that, right? So this would also increase minimum wages, and it wouldn't come with all
There's
the
only
negative
one thing
effects
that
of mass
increases minimum
deportation.
wages, which is demand for our labor. That's it. Nothing else. Nothing more.
Demand for our labor.
That's it.
And you think deporting millions of unauthorized workers is going to increase or decrease demand for our labor?
Well, if there's less labor to fill the, say if we got 15 people looking for 10 jobs, the wages are going to go down because business is in control. If there's 10 people looking for jobs, there's 10 jobs, wages are going to stay the same. If businesses are looking, there's 10 jobs to fill and like 8 people to fill them, they're going to pay more money to make sure that the workers come to them. This is not rocket science.
You're presupposing that these individual companies are going to keep the amount of workers that they have post mass deportation policies. Well, according to American Immigration Councils, for every 500,000 immigrants are moved, 44,000 U.S.-born workers would lose their job. This is going to be due to the fact that some companies will downsize. Not only that, we're going to see a decrease of $1.1 to $1.7 trillion that go into our GDP. We're going to see an increase in inflation. We're going to see a decrease in GDP numbers seen as as close as the 2008 recession. Right, we're going to see prices increase for groceries.
And by that council, that's funded by whom?
American Immigration Council.
By who are they funded by?
Who are they funded by? I have no idea.
You should go look. See, they're funded by.
Why do you dispute? But why do you dispute what I said?
Because if the same thing happened when we passed the what's called NAFTA. Okay, we lost 2.9. We lost 2.9 million manufacturing jobs and 9,000 manufacturing plants.
Hey, the
same process.
The immigration that he just said, they're independent.
Who's independent?
The American Immigration Council.
No, yeah, I'm sure they're funded by somebody. Who are they funded by?
They're independent.
And they get their funding from who?
They're independent.
Who gives them their money to hire the people that work for them?
If I'm not wrong, they are 501c3.
Who gives them the money?
It comes from donations.
No shit, but who donates the money to them? Somebody has an agenda. Sure. Well, go find out because it's 100%. No different than the Koch brothers. I mean, they do the same thing on the right that the left does, to push an agenda. I mean, this is insane.
Again, you can't prove what I said wrong. You're just attacking American Immigration Council. Prove what I said wrong.
This is basic. You know, I've been in business for myself since I was 18 years old. I'm 62. This is as basic gets. This is guns and butter. This is economics 101.
Yeah, it's economics 101. If you remove 10 million people out of an economy, that's going to harm it.
I know you did not just try to.
Not everybody's working. Not all the undocumented people are working. First of all, they don't have a TTN number. Okay, most of them don't. Okay, or they're using social.
You said a what number?
What was it? ITN number, TTN number?
A TIN number. But I know you did not just try to quote Vin Ring and from a movie, bread and butter as a reliable source just now.
No, actually, that's my economics class in 1982 when I was attending college. It's guns and butter. It's economics 101. It's the first thing they teach you.
Clearly, you didn't pay close attention to the class, or I mean, clearly it's been like decades, right?
It's for decades. I've been pretty successful in
probably
my life
forgot
at
what you
62
learned.
years old.
You're 60.
I've made a fair amount of money in my life.
Yeah, that
So I
isn't
guess
just
I
because you've
didn't
made
pay too
money
much more
doesn't prove that
attention.
what you say is right and what we say is wrong.
Well, again, this is basic economics. I mean, you don't have to have a master's degree in economics to figure this out unless you have an agenda.
You don't have to have a master's degree to understand that if you remove millions of workers out of our economy, that's going to harm the economy.
Oh, you mean like so? No taxpayer dollars are going to be spent on these people?
Wait,
No, we're
actually,
gonna
can I
lose.
actually
We're gonna
answer
lose
that?
what they contribute. We're gonna lose the trillions of dollars
We
that they
cost us
contribute
more
into
than
our
what they
GDP.
contribute, regardless of
Yeah,
what
what's your
some people
source for
try to
that? What's
say.
your source that they cost us more than they contribute? Go ahead, provide your source.
Congress, it would be a good
Congress
example.
is-
But of course, the
No,
Democrats,
hold on.
Hey,
Hold on, because
I've
I know.
seen the Democrat talking point numbers
PJ,
on this. It's
PJ,
bullshit. Yes,
PJ.
sir.
So Congress cited FAIR, which FAIR is a far right think tank, and a person that actually owned that is a white supremacist. So with the Congress that you think you got those numbers from, they quoted FAIR. You can look up what FAIR is.
I know what fair is. Okay.
Fair's
Yeah.
far right.
Again, if you have people that are not paying,
compared
so let me
to
say,
what
the
I
10
compared to what I
of the people
quoted.
that came in here illegally, did
Compared
they
to what? Hold on, give me
contribute
a
back?
second. Give me a second, because you
Did
still
they
have to
pay
provide
taxes?
evidence. You
Did
still
they
have to
pay?
provide-
Did they pay Social Security taxes?
Do they pay Social Security taxes? They pay into Social Security according to American Immigration Council. and
How
they
do
don't
they do
receive
that
any
without
benefits.
Social Security number?
It's
or
6 billion.
TIN
I believe
number?
it's $22 billion, I think, or 6 billion.
How
They pay
they
6
do that
billion to
without
Medicaid and 22 into
without a
Social
Social
Security.
Security number or TIN number?
Because you
Yeah,
don't
they're-
actually have to be a U.S. citizen to get an ITIN number.
Right,
You
yes.
No,
can
you
be
don't.
here.
You're gonna apply for
Yeah,
asylum and get what
you can be here. You can be here waiting for the asylum process or any other process. You could be here as DACA. You can be here as TPS, and you can get
I
an
just said that,
ITIN
you
number.
can.
That pay when you have an ITIN number, they pull taxes. So yes, they pay into our Social Security
Some
program.
do. I didn't say that all of them don't. I said some do. Some do.
Yeah, so if
But
we
the vast
if
majority
some
of
do,
them don't.
if some do, and we already get all this money from these undocumented immigrants that do, and they don't get any representation, let's do mass amnesty, so millions more of undocumented immigrants can come out of the
I
shadows,
wonder who
and
that's
we vet
I
them.
wonder which
Yeah, can I
party
finish
that's
talking?
gonna
And we
benefit.
vet them, and they pay trillions of more into our economy.
Oh,
That's
they
the issue
paid
with
the.
that.
Oh, you think so? I wonder which party backs that, and I wonder who's that's going to benefit. Do you know benefit the Republicans or the Democrats?
It's gonna benefit the average American and
No,
the
it's going to
immigrants.
benefit the Democrats to hold control of power, which is why they went in the court
No.
every single solitary time to try and get them included in the test of
That's not
2026.
That's not true. So if we actually look
Well,
at
what's not true? The Democrats didn't go
hold
fight
on,
to have them included in the 2026
PJ,
test
hold
sentence.
on. PJ, hold on. So if we actually look at the facts over the last few years of people that actually got citizenship, they tend to vote more Republican than
Oh, that's a
Democrat.
lie. That's
So
a flat
actually,
out
it
lie.
would
That's a
benefit
flat out.
you can
That's
look
a
this
flat out
up.
lie.
PJ,
You couldn't back that
PJ,
source up if you
you
tried to.
can look this up. You can literally look this up. People that tend to come here and actually get their green cards, like Cubans, a lot of white passing Hispanic people, they tend to vote Republican.
Bullshit.
They tend to be more
You are
conservative.
full of shit. You mute
Prove
me
me
all you
wrong.
want. You're full of
PJ,
shit.
if you can prove me wrong, I'll give you $100
I'll
right
tell you
now,
what.
PJ.
Prove me wrong. Pick up a source right now. Pick up a source right now.
if you can
Go
prove me
find your
wrong,
source that tells me
PJ,
that. Go find your source. You made.
PJ, if you can prove me wrong, I will give you $100 right now. We can actually look at the voting.
You made the claim. Back it up.
PJ, we can look at voting statistics. We can look at voting statistics, PJ.
Go me a statistic, and you made the claim. Go back it up.
PJ, we can look at the
Go
voting
make
stats.
it. Okay, then give me the link and tell me where
No,
you found
because
the
you
source.
said I'm wrong, so I want you to prove me wrong. We can literally look at the
You
voting
made
data.
the claim. Back up your claim.
PJ, we can look at the voting data from the last few years.
Go look for it then. Tell me where it is.
PJ, we can look at the
Then
voting.
show me where it is. You can tell me you look for it all you want. Show me where it is. Show me where your source is.
Okay.
You made the claim.
I didn't even want to pull out my laptop, so I got you. Hold on. Let me
Go
get my.
ahead.
Here,
I think
I
PJ
can pull it up. I have my other phone if you want me to pull it up for you.
PJ,
Yeah, if you can.
If you want them to pull up the source, you have to pull up a source so that of the claim that you made
I'm on
earlier.
my cell.
You said
I have an iPhone cell phone. And I got
you're
something
on your
my
cell
computer.
phone. You can't pull up any statistics.
I didn't say I
because you're
could.
on your cell phone.
Okay, so what exactly was the claim?
That people that became citizens that made vote more for Republican than do for Democrat. I mean, because there had to be a reason why Democrats went to every single courtroom in this country.
Cato Institute, Cato Institute,
And what's it
and
say?
they tend to be far right.
Naturalized. They're the naturalized people.
What's
They're the ones that,
nationalized?
no, wait.
PJ, what's nationalized?
Stop. These are the people that came by here.
No. What's nationalized, PJ? That is somebody that tends to get their citizenship that's not born here, correct? We both can agree to that, right?
They're the ones that came here legally.
They tend to, once they...
Again, the people that came here legally, I'll even concede that point.
PJ, you literally was wrong, and now you're trying to...
No, I was not wrong.
Again,
undocumented people...
PJ,
undocumented people and naturalized people are two different things.
To vote for Republicans. This is migrants.
Migrants. These are naturalized people that spent up to 10 years going through the process.
Undocumented
These
immigrants.
are not the same.
Hold on. Undocumented immigrants can't vote, buddy.
Oh, that must not be happening here, North Carolina, Wisconsin, Minnesota, and California, where undocumented people are allowed to vote.
Naquan just proved you wrong.
Wait a minute. They're allowed to get driver's licenses here, and they're allowed to affirm whether or not they have the right to vote or not, with nobody checking, especially in my home state of New Jersey.
Vote in federal elections.
PJ,
but yet they're doing it, and nobody's checking it.
Not out of massive scale enough.
Hold on. So PJ, you're lying, and what you're doing is spreading misinformation, because we can look at the what was it, Cato Institute, I believe, and the what's the name,
Naturalized
Foundation.
Citizens are not undocumented.
PJ, hold on, because over the last 40 years, there's literally only been documented of 40.
It's apples and oranges because they're naturalized.
No. So shush, PJ, because you don't even know what you're talking about right now. So you made the claim that they're voting in California, New Jersey, etc. I live in New York. Over the last 40 years, there's only been an instance of 40 undocumented people voting, and they was charged with a crime for that.
I think he ran because he doesn't have $100 to give you.